Sorry. I should have warned you. Hey guys, April here with Stubby and Bailey. She decided she was, just as I was getting everything set up and I was about to sit down, she decided she wanted to get up and be like right in my seat. So she's literally smushed right behind me. Everybody on Facebook and Instagram can see. My YouTubers can't see that. Hang on. There you go. See Bailey, guys. She's being silly. And I think she is trying to eat my pillow. So, yeah, no ma'am. She was eating the little beads off the pillow. Those of you with puppies out there are feeling my pain right now. I know you are. Yeah, so going to be reviewing the pet tip from this week. I'm picking up beads currently, so she doesn't eat them. Pet tip number 1. Give your puppy a pacifier when you're about to go on live video. That would be smart. Babe, she was eating the beads off this pillow. So if you can help me, they're like all underneath her. She's trying to swallow the beads. This is Kelly, everyone. My partner in crime, for those of you who don't know her. So anyway, okay. So tonight is pet tip review night / you guys can ask me any questions you may have during any time. Just throw your questions down, send me a little wave, heart, whatever you want to do. The new Facebook one is a hug with a heart. Like, you know, we got this, we're all in this together. Hey, Deborah. And I can't read your names on Instagram. Sorry. You're too small for my eyes. I know I may look 20, but I'm not anymore. Just kidding. Not really, but anyway, we can wave to you. So, okay, this week's pet tip review was my second part about automatic cat litter boxes and why, as a holistic pet practitioner, I don't recommend them, and many other holistic practitioners don't recommend them because they often can lead to problems for cats and using the litter box, which then becomes a huge, huge problem. Bailey's just breaking the set here, guys. So part 1 of why to not use an automatic litter box was because you really want to be monitoring your pet's urine and fecal bowel movements and being able to check things like frequent urination, multiple small sizes of urine, blood in the urine, mucus in the urine, same thing with the stool, you know, loose stool, diarrhea, bloody parasites, constipation, you know, all kinds of that nastiness. What is up with my glasses? Sorry, they keep like floating up on my head. Strange. Anyway, so you want to be able to monitor your pet's stuff so you can be sure what their health status is. And the big problem is for most people with an automatic litter box, I know the whole reason you're getting an automatic litter box is because you don't want to scoop the litter every day and you don't want to mess with it every day. And oftentimes that leads to people just going and emptying the little trays like once a week. And then at that point in time, there could have been a problem for a while that you didn't pick up on or you're not even going to see because it's all just, you know, in a one container of mess. So that was part 1 why I don't recommend. Part number 2 here is because of the automatic litter boxes and their sensors. So, what? Do you want to give your other mama a kiss?
No, he wants.
He wants his treat. Hang on, I'll give you your treat in a second. So anyway, so the cats go into the automatic boxes and then they're set on a timer. Usually 3 minutes, 7 minutes. I think on the litter robot, you have like 3 options up to 21 minutes. And what can happen is your cat goes in there, does their business, comes out, and the cycle could be happening to start just as cat number 2 is trying to go into the litter box. Or even if you have just one cat, sometimes if they have a health problem, a health crisis at the moment where they need to go to the bathroom often, urinate, or have a bowel movement often, and they're trying to go back in the box to go again just as it happens to turn on, then you have a big problem. Then you have a cat that can be scared off from the litter box. So that's the big problem here. So I brought a little wastebasket to demonstrate this because we don't have an automatic litter box, obviously. So, but pretend this is an automatic litter box, and Mr. Stubby goes in, does his business, and as soon as he comes out, the timer's going to start. Bailey again's kind of messing up my set because it won't sit flat like I planned on. Sorry, guys, but she's happy, so all's good. So he comes out, and now pretend he's cat number 2. And it's 3 minutes later, and he's really cranky because he has to go pee. And he goes to walk into the box. And yes, they typically have a sensor on them, depending on what you have, that as soon as a pet may cross the threshold, then the cycle will stop. But the problem here is that if the cat is about to enter, just walking up to enter, and it starts to turn and it starts to make noise. And I know they've tried through the years to make them, the process as quiet as possible, but it's still making a noise, and your cat sees it moving. And, for some cats, that might not be a big deal. Maybe they go in it anyway if they're just that kind of cat, or, maybe they wait until it's done and then go, but if you have a sensitive cat, like a lot are, and a lot of them are very sensitive about their bowel habit stuff, that could be all it takes to trigger them to not use the litter box anymore. And then what are they going to do? Then they're going to run and they're going to go pee in your closet. And then you're going to, you're going to fight with that for 2 weeks, a month, 2 months. And then you're going to come to me and you're going to be freaking out because your cat is now peeing and pooping all over your house and you have no idea what to do and how to stop it. Because once they start, as many of you may know or have heard horror stories, once they start going in certain places, especially if you have carpet, especially if you have other animals, it sometimes unfortunately can trigger such a problem that many people have had to rehome their cats because of litter box misuse issues. And it's just, it's so sad. And that's why I'm doing this whole series and I'm so adamant on this, is it's so easily preventable by just doing what's right for your pets. So
Deborah wants to know if they're all this mouthy.
No, and he's not usually this mouthy, but we also do live grooming videos with him on Sunday nights. See you guys on Sunday night for live grooming. And so when we're here, he thinks he's going to get groomed. So I want to show you guys, though, I tried these things for him this week. They're the lickable cat treats, and this brand is Churu. And so he really liked it. Whoa. So I'm going to start trying to sweeten the deal for him a little bit with these, because we always give him treats as soon as we're done filming with him. But he won't eat treats like before because he's just, I don't know, he thinks it's like a trade-off or something. He's like, no, I'm not eating your treat because then you're going to do shit to me. So, but he's eating this thing. So, yeah, could you help me keep feeding him that so he'll be happy and stay on camera for us because he's so cute. He's so cute. I mean,
Bailey wants some.
He makes the video. Anywho, oh, look at all the hearts we're getting with him eating this thing. Okay, so where was I? Totally lost my train of thought there, guys. Okay, so what can you do to prevent this if you already have an automatic litter box, or you're just determined that you want to buy one, or you have one and you're not willing to toss it out? Some ways to help minimize it. Of course, I still say don't use one, but ways to help minimize it would be set the automatic litter box on the shortest time cycle possible. So if there's like a 3-minute time cycle, set it on that so you run less of a risk of another cat trying to use the litter box right after and having a problem, or cat number 1 just needing to go to the bathroom again real quickly, having that problem. Also, second thing is just get a regular flat litter box open litter box. You want just the plain old regular kind to make it super easy, because if your cat did get scared of the automatic litter box, they're now in a state of panic, physically in their body and emotionally. So they're feeling very vulnerable. So you want a spare litter box available to them in case that happens, that they'll feel very free to use. And cats really in general don't like covered litter boxes. That's not their number one preference. So just have plain old rectangular uncovered litter box for them to go in. And secondly, or thirdly, I don't know what number I'm on. It's been a long week. Yeah, I guess we're gonna need several of those. You just ate that so fast. Thirdly, be sure that you have 2 automatic litter boxes. If you have 2, now of course you really reduce your risk, and put them in separate rooms if possible would be best, in case Kitty went to go into the first one, it turned on, then they can safely go into another room and it's not loud and noisy right next to them. Aw, how cute is this? Yeah, so that's it. That's all of my issues with automatic litter boxes. So hope you guys got something out of that.
Devin was asking, is it better to have 2 kittens or 1 kitten?
It's definitely better to have 2 kittens, for sure. In any breed of cat, but especially hairless cats, they really are very social. So, Stubborn right now, he is an only cat just because of my situation with all my medical issues and whatnot, but he also has his 2 dog sisters. So he has his companions and I'm home with him 24/7. But especially particularly if anybody has to work out of the home for 8 to 9, 10 hours a day, then highly recommend a second kitten. And if you have a cat now, as long as you get a second kitten, usually before the age of about 5 years old, then they will bond really well to the new kitten. So after that, it starts to get a little squirrely if they're going to bond really well or not. But, I come across that a lot where people are like, oh no, is my cat too old to get a kitten? And no, you'd be so surprised how much that they are going to act like a kitten themselves when you get a new kitten. They're just, they're going to start playing and running all over the house and really being entertained by it. So good question. Anybody else have any questions? I can't really see Instagram very well.
No.
Any Instas having any questions? No. One other question I did have the other day.
Oh, they just said you were cute.
Oh, I'm cute or Stubby's cute?
They're both. The animals are cute, I think.
I'll just pretend you were saying I'm cute.
And right, he's got a gunk all over his chin.
Yeah, he's so dirty. So someone the other day was asking me what brands of commercial made raw food I recommend. I'm a big raw food advocate. Personally, I make my own raw, and mostly with my pet consults, I teach people how to make your own balanced, not just raw food on a plate. Big issue I run across, but make your own balanced homemade food. But sometimes, people want to just buy it pre-made. All right, I'm gonna let you go. You're all done, huh, buddy? We're gonna let him go.
2 of those things.
So I'm gonna do future vlogs on this too. But the best brands for commercial made raw cat food, and these brands also make dog food, but I just haven't dug real deep into the just dog side of food. So there may be other ones that I'm missing, but I really try to work with products that are just both, since that's what I do, is both. And a lot of companies that do dog raw don't make anything appropriate for a cat. So Stella and Chewy is my first brand, or Primal. Primal is the name of the brand. I'm actually kind of tied. They're both super great companies, great formulas, very safe, very well balanced, complete and balanced for all stages of life. So you can give from 4-week-old kitten all the way to 18-year-old cat, and meets all of their requirements through the whole stage of life, which is one of my critical qualifying factors. And then Small Batch is brand number 3 that I recommend. And then number 4 is Nature's Variety Instinct. The Instinct is a really good brand. I just don't recommend them as in the top because they only have two formulas for cats now. They only have chicken and rabbit, and your cat should be eating a well-balanced rotated diet of about preferably 5 different proteins in a given period, like every week to 2 weeks to rotate different proteins. So I can't really recommend them as highly because they only have those 2, and that's not going to be a balanced diet if you only give your cat 2 proteins. And they're really expensive compared to the other brands. Their price for what you get is a lot higher. So, when I'm recommending foods, I'm looking at the best quality ingredients, the company, where you can find it, and also your price. Because I wouldn't buy that company's product because it's too expensive. I can make my homemade raw healthier and great for like a quarter of the price. So
Eli says that Bailey is really cute.
Thank you.
And
those of you that don't know, Bailey is my service dog, still in training. We're not quite there yet. She's doing really good. She's learning right now. We're training her we have I have a pill case that I keep all of my medicine and supplements in. For those of you that don't know, I struggle with a rare genetic metabolic disease. And so we're teaching her to pick up this case and bring it to me. And so far, all she does is pick it up and drop it on the floor. Because part of the way we're teaching her is we filled the case with, instead of my medicines, of course, just in case, we filled it with dry food. So now part of how we're teaching her is her learning to pull it off the table and knock it over so it breaks open and gives her all the food. But we're getting there. Maybe we'll do that. We'll do that live one night when she finally gets it.
And Deborah is saying her cat is 8 years old. She currently has, and she's about to adopt a kitten at 12 weeks old, but somebody doesn't want her to neuter the cat until 4 to 5 months is all that she says.
Okay. Yeah. That's fine. My cutoff time for spay and neuter is 6 months. Cats can go into sexual maturity. Like a cat physically, technically could get pregnant before 6 months, but it's super, super rare. Super, super rare. All my years working with cats, I have worked with cats for, professionally for over 15 years, and had them forever. And I have never seen them go into heat any time sooner than 8 months. So you're safe at 6 months to get the spay and neuter done. But after that, you're running risk of them going into heat, them getting pregnant if it's a male cat or female cat. Actually, female cats spray. People don't realize that, but I've seen them just soak walls, just pee up walls. Yeah, they can spray, destroy your furniture, your house. And a female, they'll start calling and just being really loud. And the big huge problem too is that I hate to see them ever go past that point and get into sexual maturity, because sometimes, unfortunately, once they get there, even when you spay and neuter them and remove their parts, that mentally they never lose that tendency and that draw to breed. And sometimes that can change their personality for the rest of their life, which can be a negative thing. They can have issues getting along with other animals and people, and just really do it by 4 to 5 months for sure.
Shauna says her sphynx was just diagnosed with IBS. What's the best food and or supplements that she can get for her?
Where is Shauna? Which screen? Oh, Facebook. Okay. Yes. I'm trying to look at you guys as I'm talking to you. Okay, IBS. I just was talking about this earlier today, that IBS, I think IBS has unfortunately been a term that's kind of been used too much and thrown around.
She's 3. The cat is 3.
Okay. And because of that, it doesn't often get the weight that it really should, because IBS can be a deadly disease, and it can be deadly so fast. I have seen cats go from full weight, normal, healthy cats to literally in the ICU on death's door in a week when IBS suddenly flares. If it's been, Usually it doesn't start that fast. Sometimes it does, especially if they're younger kittens and they get it. It can be real severe. But the issue I've seen before is people kind of, oh, my cat has loose stool. My cat has loose stool. My cat has loose stool. And it gets diarrhea sometimes, and then it's loose. And their stool is never solid. It's never right, but they kind of just don't think it's like a huge deal. And maybe they don't even mention it to their vet, or they do, and their vet tries to address it with some specialty foods, and it never really works because most of those foods don't really work. And maybe that goes on a couple of years until, bam, one time it just gets real bad and they can get deathly ill. So yeah, it's a big deal, and you really need to address it right away. So I don't ever recommend any of the prescription diet foods. Oftentimes they don't work, like I said. They may correct the problem a little bit, but they don't fix it because they don't heal the root cause of the problem. And oftentimes they just don't work at all. Or sometimes even if they work somewhat, the diets themselves are just they're not good quality nutrition. They're not good balanced diets. So you may end up with a new health problem in 2 or 3 years, like feline diabetes, feline hypertension, feline kidney, or bladder and kidney disease is a big thing when diets are lacking. So the usual most easy thing to do is to switch your cat to a holistic brand, totally wet food diet, whether it's canned food or raw food. Some of these cats, you can get them on a canned food diet and it's going to solve your problem right away as long as it's a good quality canned food. And I'll give you a few brands here in a second. But some of the cats need to go all the way to a raw food diet. And why this is because unfortunately about 95% of the foods on the market, commercial made foods for pets right now, excuse me, getting a little dry, guys. Unfortunately, most of the stuff commercially made on the market right now it's unnatural food for our pets. There are the way it's cooked, the way it's processed, the ingredients in it are not natural for our pets, especially our cats, because cats are supposed to eat 95% protein, 95% meat, and most all of these diets have way too much carbohydrate. So every day you're feeding your cat something that its intestinal tract was never evolved to digest properly. And so this just creates inflammation over time that gets worse and worse and worse. And then over time, the intestinal tract just doesn't work well. It can't absorb nutrients well anymore. So food goes in and it's so irritated, it just flushes it right out too quickly. And that's where you get the symptoms of IBS, which start with loose stool, and then it gets looser, and then it gets mucus, and then it gets blood, and then it gets diarrhea, and then it gets worse. So what you have to do is give them an all wet food diet because it needs to be back to what they're supposed to eat. Dry food can never meet this requirement because it has to be 95% protein. And dry food at best, the best quality dry foods are like 50%. So 95% protein in a wet form with a small amount of carbohydrates, things like fibers and vegetables and some select fruit that they can digest easily that are natural for their system. And then with this diet, very quickly, the digestive tract can start to heal. All that inflammation goes away. Things start working good again. The pipes start working better. And now the food sits into their intestines longer without being purged out. And boom, within usually all the cases I work with, depending on their severity, usually in 3 weeks, their IBS is gone. And I mean, I've worked with cats that have had IBS for 2+ years, and in a few weeks we have it better with just switching the diet. So some canned food brands, I just went over the raw food brands, commercial raw food brands you can switch your cat to. Some canned food brands would be Nature's Variety Instinct, Organics, Nulo, Red Barn, Merrick, and Dr. Elsie's is really good too, although it's the same exact diet as Merrick. They do the same thing. Did I say Merrick? I don't know if I said Merrick. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And the last one is Open Farm that I recently found. Open Farm is making a really good diet.
Shauna says she thinks she needs to make an appointment. So
yeah, and you can anybody can make a consult with me.
And then
at any time. I schedule Monday through Friday from 2 to 8, and then Saturdays in the afternoon.
Eli would like to hear more about the raw diet for cats.
So more about the raw diet. So, in a nutshell, the raw diet is exactly that. It is meat in its raw form. So that's as fresh and natural to what our cats would get in the wild. It really depends on what your source is and how you're getting it. Like for myself, we make it ourselves, but we buy it from a company where it's shipped right to our door, and it's already ground with the meat, the organs, and the bones. So it keeps that part really simple. And then we just have to add a little bit of cat appropriate green stuff or carbs, and then this special supplement that helps balance it, that we sell on our site called ReNewedPet Food Balancer. And you mix it all together and serve it, and you serve it raw, but it is frozen first. It always has to be frozen first. It's advised to make sure the meat is frozen for at least 3 to 5 days first. So of course, if you're buying it commercially made, they would have already made this diet and it's already in the freezer section of your store, or freezer frozen when it's shipped to you. But if you're making it yourself like we do, we always make sure that when the food arrives, we still keep it in the freezer for a few more days. And then basically it's like making a hamburger for yourself. You just take it out, put it in the refrigerator to thaw, and in a day and a half to 2 days it's thawed, and you serve it to your cat, and that's how they eat. And for those of you that are new to the holistic world and raw food, it may sound scary, but cats and dogs both, they have super short intestinal tracts, way shorter than ours. They're about 1/5 of the length of ours, and super acidic, even more acidic than ours. And our stomach acid is as acidic as battery acid. So you can imagine their stomach acid even more acidic than that. So they are meant to eat raw meat. Like out in the wild, they just catch it, kill it, eat it. That's what they do. So that's what they're made for.
Deborah wanted to know about baths, but before we go into how often they need a bath and do they like it, Shauna asked, do they ship to, I'm assuming you're meaning Pennsylvania, so.
The company that we use, actually there's 2 different companies we use, and you guys can find on our website, ReNewedPet.com. We have an affiliate link. I don't know why I'm doing this. We have an affiliate tab, and you actually can get 5% off all orders from the company rawraw.com, and 15% off your first order from rawfeedingmiami.com is the second one. So you can go there and find the links exactly to those companies, and they ship all over. Those 2 companies ship through the entire US. So yes, they'll ship to you and comes right to your door frozen. It's awesome.
Baths. How often do the sphynx need a bath, and do they like it?
Okay, so sphynx and their baths, they, on average, I tell people they need a bath about every 2 weeks, but it really depends on your cat. Usually more often than 2 weeks is not recommended for most cats. That's too much. That's actually going to dry their skin out too much, and then you're going to get more oil. But there are some cases where they really do. I used to personally have a sphynx who every 2 days he was just horrible. And so he would have been a once a week bather, but most of them aren't like that. And then I've also had some cats that, like my mom's cat, she still has, that we raise in our cattery, actually, who's 11 now. She is super clean. She only needs a bath once a month, and even at that, she only gets a little bit of oil like around her belly and her armpits. So it depends. You just have to really kind of learn your cat and see what's right for them. So 2 weeks is average, but of course you have to use the right products. Please, again, go to ReNewedPet.com, get bath products that are formulated for hairless cats. Of course I can't say it enough. I mean, it just irks me to no end when people are using dish soap on their pets, or baby shampoos that aren't even good formulas to begin with. And, even regular pet shampoos, they're formulated for pets with hair and with fur. Whereas our products, we have products for furry pets too, and they're formulated to work with pets with fur, but the products for pets without fur have a much higher oil-based content, so that as you're bathing and cleaning them, you're also hydrating their skin, and their skin gets moisturized by all of the products, so that you clean and strip away the oils, but you also put some back, and that helps with that rebound situation that you deal with when you bathe your hairless pet and then 3 days later they're oily again. It stops that process.
So Eli, yes, they will ship to Orlando. I know Raw Feeding Miami does for sure, and I'm pretty sure Raw does.
Yeah,
I know because they ship to us, and we're in Jacksonville, Florida. So.
Yeah, Edna's in Orlando, and she got some products from Raw.
Right. So Deborah asked, can you powder them?
Powder the cats?
Yes.
You can. I don't recommend it, only because, like, especially if you're using our products, we have a shampoo and a conditioner, and so you're going to bathe and then put the conditioner on right after, and so in that process you wouldn't want to powder, because then the powder is going to be stuck all over the nice soft oil film that's on their skin. And my big problem with that would be that there are no powders on the market that are 100% natural. So nothing that's safe that I would recommend. Like, even for myself, I don't use Johnson & Johnson baby powder because they have some carcinogen ingredients in them. And if you look at, like, Google Johnson & Johnson lawsuit, like, they've been sued very many times for people getting cancer from their products. So I don't ever recommend anything from them. I don't know many other companies that make powder, but I guess if there's an organic powder out there for, like, babies and it's 100% organic, then you probably could.
I forget who it was. I think it was Shauna. It was about canned food. If you feed your cat all canned food, one of the all canned foods brands.
Hey, I'm getting a muscle back.
And you suggested remove all dry. Should you add supplements to the canned food if you're not feeding dry food?
If you're feeding one of those, 7 canned food brands that I recommended, you do not need to add any supplements. Those are very good made formulas, very good nutrients, and complete and balanced for all life stages. So again, from 4-week-old kitten to senior cat, so you don't need to add anything to that. If you're even at that though, I recommend feeding a multivitamin to pets every day. Again, ReNewedPet.com. We have a fantastic multivitamin. It's 100% actual food ingredients. It's not synthetic crap that's made in a lab, not Flintstone vitamins. It's not, fake vitamins that are just stuck in a little capsule. It's actually made from whole food. And, I really don't know how they do it. I mean, it's just, I've used the product for like over 5 years myself. They condense it into like these little nuggets, and even cats eat them. Like, they like them like it's a treat because it's got really tasty stuff in it for them. And it's awesome. It helps them, meet the extra spectrum of nutrients that any of these diets may be lacking. And, let's face it, unfortunately today, any of our foods, cat foods, dog foods, they don't have the nutrients that they used to because of our earth soil issues. So
Deborah is from Jacksonville. She let us know that. So
oh yeah, awesome.
I'm not sure if you're still if you're still in Jacksonville or not, but
we are live in Jacksonville.
Yes, we are. And Shauna is saying that she needs the shampoo too, along with saying thank you very much.
You are welcome very much.
So I don't see any other questions.
No other questions?
Joined on Instagram, but that was
hi. Okay, so I guess I am out for tonight, and I will be back on Sunday. What are we doing Sunday?
Something.
We're doing waterless shampoo or sinus remedy. One of the two, I don't remember. But
well, if we're
either
going by the list, it would be waterless.
Yes. If we're going by the list, it would be waterless. But Stubborn actually doesn't do the waterless, so we have to borrow a cat from my mom, so I'm not sure if that's going to happen. So we'll see. I'll surprise you, but it's going to be one or the two. I try to be on every Friday and Sunday at 7:30. I've got my
Mandarin.
Oh, awesome. I've got my issues, and it's hard. It's just us, pretty much doing all this stuff. So sometimes things run late, but pretty much you can expect to be on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram on these pages. 7:30 Friday, we do the pet tip review, question and answer, and then on Sunday we do a product demo. It's not just grooming products. We're now expanding that, and we're going to be demoing every week one of all of our products. So whether it's the shampoos, ear cleaners, or we may be showing you, like I said, the sinus remedy, or any of our herbal remedies for bladder health and joint health and skin health. And I'm going to start talking to you guys more about that stuff and teaching you all of the amazingness I've been learning about all of these fantastic herbal medicines to heal our babies. So it's awesome.
Deborah's in Mandarin, and Shauna is definitely going to join. Do you think we should add the ReNewedPet.com link when we post all this?
Yeah, I can add the link when I'm done the video at the bottom for everybody, but it's pretty easy. ReNewedPet.com. It's like renewed, like renewing, but with a D, pet. So you can find us. Anyway, that's it. So I will see you guys.
Oh, wait.
Someone
on Instagram said something.
Oh, hang on. We gotta see what she said. And then I gotta go eat, guys. I'm getting hungry.
No, you're fine.
My boot just whacked the table. I am stuck in a boot. Look. See? Ooh, that's heavy. I should get like extra gold star for going live tonight despite my boot. So I don't know what is going on with my feet. Just side thing here. I have been getting tendonitis for like 6 months, and it first started like just one foot at a time, which was shitty but manageable. But now I'm starting to get tendonitis on both feet. I have tendonitis on both my feet. And on top of that, my screwed up immune system decided to attack my feet. So I now have tendonitis and autoimmune inflammatory swelling on both my feet. So I've been in so much pain. I actually had to give myself a shot today. If anyone wants to see, go on my Facebook page. And Kelly got a video, and I was like, I had to give myself my first at-home pain shot. And I was like, okay, I got it. Oh, and I did it. It burned like hell, but it worked.
Miranda wants to know why they can't use the waterless, and what reasons to not use the waterless.
Why Stubborn can't use the waterless? Stubborn can't use the waterless because he is one of our cats with really, really bad skin allergies. So most cats with skin allergies, I recommend to stay away from the waterless, because the waterless obviously stays on their skin. You don't rinse it off. And most cats, or most people with really bad skin allergy conditions, their skin does best just breathing without stuff on it to irritate it. Just everything irritates him. He can only eat 3 different proteins and he's allergic to everything outside and organic, litters and all kinds of stuff. So we went through a really bad period with him. He actually almost died on us from skin allergies. It was so bad. So it depends. We do have a restorative formula of a waterless shampoo, and some of our cats or dogs that are sensitive, the waterless, of course, is only for hairless pets. So some of our sensitive hairless pets can use that one, and it's actually really good. That's the reason I made the restorative waterless shampoo, is for pets who have really bad skin problems and people can't give them a bath. So it really just depends. But if a cat has a lot of skin allergy issues, or a dog has skin allergy issues, I typically recommend our restorative bath shampoo. That's usually the best way to go.
Miranda did a really good thing. She's getting a kitten from Jamie.
Oh, awesome.
And she ordered a kitten.
Yay! Fantastic. You will be happy, and congrats on your new baby soon. We might be getting a baby soon. No, we are getting a baby soon. Well, we just don't know.
We're getting a kitten.
We just don't know.
Don't confuse.
Well, yeah, a kitten. I'm sorry. I say baby, Like I've called my pets babies for so long, and I've called myself a pet parent, and I have thrown like pet birthday parties like 15 years ago, before it was cool all over the internet, guys. Like I was already doing it. I think I made it, so So they're just my babies. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna be getting a little girl, a Bambino girl cat, a little sister for Stubborn, and we just don't know when she's gonna be born yet because we're waiting for I've just had my heart set on a really specific look, so I'm having to be patient. But it'll be really fun to show her off, and we'll train her to be just, she's just gonna be a diva.
We have a celebrity on. Mary Frey is asking you a question.
Our celebrity in the house.
She ordered the acne scrub. Could you talk a little about how it works, how you use it, and what to expect?
Yeah, and I have how-to videos, guys, for everything on our website. There's a tab how-to videos, and I'm slowly kind of trying to redo them because some of them are old. But so we just did that like 2 weeks ago, I think. Yeah. So I don't have it with me to show you and demo exactly right now, but basically the acne remedy is going to work by the ingredients in it help to pull toxins from the skin. So it helps to pull out anything like acne, blackheads. And so it works best when you apply it, say I had acne on my nose, and we use it on ourselves all the time. That's the only acne mask thing we actually use. So you just put it on your pet wherever they have acne and try to leave it for 10 to 15 minutes. I know that's a little tough with a pet. Sometimes you might be able to like put little pajamas on them if they need to sit still. Clothes help cats sit still, if you didn't know that. Clothes or harnesses a lot. Or if you have like a little soft e-collar, you could do that. And try to use it daily for about 7 days usually. And usually it's gone in 7 days if you use it daily. And once after it's done setting, we send a little loofah scrub with it that you just you get it wet in warm water, and it's like one of those sponges. It's really fun. It just goes like poof, and then you just use it to wash it off their nose. So that's it. So if Mr. Mary, for those of you that don't know, has a naked cat that is named Harry, so we love that. He's a celebrity. You can check out their YouTube channel, Fry Life, Frey, Fry Life. I hope I'm saying that right. Anyway, so yeah, they do daily vlogs, and they have Mr. Harry and their awesome poodle Ollie, which we have a hairless cat and a poodle, so it's kind of cool. So anyway, yeah, so hopefully that'll clear up Harry's chin for you and his chin acne.
And Mary, I'll get that out to you as soon as possible. And so yeah.
And that's it.
All right.
All right, guys, I am going to eat now, and I'll see you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.
That was a